What's up, guys? Welcome back to Zachary Reality. I am your host, Zachary Reality. And this is the 9th episode of my podcast. And last week and like other weeks, I'm always like, I don't know what episode it is. But guys, this is the 9th episode. And I say that because we do have a very special guest, but next week is the 10th episode. And I have a really special type of episode too, because I kind of want to celebrate like the 10th episode vibe. But today we have the special Bunny Barbie on today for my 9th episode. So I am so excited for you guys to listen to it. Before we kind of get into that, I want to tell you guys that I started a new job. When I walked down, gave you a thing, just a little bit. So I started a new job this week. I am a on-air host / news correspondent at Shared News. I started on Monday. We did a few panels. We talked about the Oscars, The Bachelor, and we did like a live stream just dishing on all things Bachelor Nation. And I say that because obviously, like if you're listening, hey, or if you're a new listener, welcome. Nice to meet you because you came from Bunny. So obviously, like I am furthering my career by getting this new hosting gig because, you know, as many of you know, if you've been following me, my goal is always to be an on-air host / entertainment reporter. So that is kind of why I started this podcast, to kind of progress in my career and connect with new people in the industry and just like interview people, because that's just what I love to do so much. So I just wanted to share that little life update with you guys that I did start a new job. It's not a full-time job. I'm going to be hosting panels, a few panels a week with Shared News. So it's just super exciting. And I will I'll share you guys those links on my like Instagram or wherever so that you guys can watch them, especially if you like reality TV or just pop culture, because we talk about reality TV and pop culture on Shared News. So definitely go to Shared News YouTube channel to see me and show some love over there. But on today's podcast episode, I have the Bunny Barbie. I'm assuming a lot of you are coming to this podcast because you're a fan of Bunny. Bunny is an absolute icon. She's absolutely hilarious. She's so unique in her own way. And I told her that during the podcast, that you really are like your own person, Bunny. Like nobody can steal your identity. Nobody could be you. I couldn't imagine you being anything else but yourself. Like she's just so unique and awesome. So I'm really was so excited that she came on my podcast because I've been following her for literally, I don't know, maybe 9-10 months. And she's been following me too. So we definitely have been friends, which is so exciting. Honestly, guys, most of the guests that I get on my podcast are usually because I have like a social media type of friendship with them. And you'll notice that right away because I literally barely said hello. And Bunny Barbie was already spilling all of the tea about her reality show, about her TikTok, giving us the behind the scenes about her husband and her new house that she's building in Wyoming. She's also moving to LA. She did talk a little bit about her recent feud, like, you know, going on social media, a little bit of drama that she was involved in. You know, I'm always team Bunny Barbie. I'm always here to support her. I really wanted to invite her on this podcast. I think you guys need to hear her life story and just see her in a different light. Because you guys obviously follow her, but have you ever listened to her be interviewed before? Because there's a lot with Bunny. She has a really dynamic personality. She's really unique. And I feel like this is one of the best interviews I've had so far. So I'm going to play the interview with Bunny and we will touch base at the end of the podcast episode, guys. So enjoy. Okay, we are here with the one and only, the Bunny Barbie. Hey.
Hi, I'm so excited to get to talk to you.
Me too. We've probably been following each other for like almost a year. Is that
It's been a long time.
Oh my God. I literally love your content.
I love your content too.
You are so like over the top. You are so yourself. You are just like so unique. And I think that is why a lot of people are just so drawn to you, because you are just like, you're like nobody else.
You know what's funny is saying that I can say it now is a year before I started TikTok, I was supposed to have my own reality show. So that's the reason I even started TikTok. I didn't want the producers to skew my personality, make me into a mean girl, like all this stuff. So that's really why I even started posting about me on TikTok. And I always, especially since like I had been talking to producers and people for so long, already for a year, like I knew that they were interested in like my lifestyle. And just because I'm kind of different, vegan, homeschooling, flying their own jet with her husband, you know, my husband's older, like those kind of things I thought were the reason that they found me interesting. And since TikTok, it has really shown me that it's more my personality than anything else. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Which I just wasn't
100%.
expecting everyone to kind of fall in love with me for me, rather than just, how they fall in love with housewives or people
Mhm.
because of their wealth and things like that. Like it's
Yeah.
more me than those kind of material things.
Yes, we are really getting right into this. I love it so much. But before we even get into more of this, because I want to learn a little bit more about this reality show and stuff, I need to know your name because it's not the Bunny Barbie, is it? Is that what's on your birth certificate?
So my name is Bunny, and my last
Wow.
name, I took my husband's last name.
Your first name is really Bunny,
Yes, I'm legally Bunny.
legally, like born
Yeah.
Bunny.
I was not born Bunny, but it's my legal name.
Are you not, is it like a Danielle Staub situation where you're not allowed to say, you don't want to be called?
I don't really talk about it because people say it to me in mean ways, obviously
Okay.
online, and they keep bringing it up, like my dead name, and say mean things about
Okay.
me and stuff like that, and just trying to like bully me over it. So I just try not to talk about it as much.
Okay. Well, I know you as Bunny. We all know you as Bunny, and we will continue to know you as the Queen Bunny
And
Barbie.
also, I think it's a good point to make, like, it's this, like, what if I feel like, when trans people change their name, you're not going to
Mhm.
call them by their dead name, or if
Yeah.
someone gets married, you're not going to call them by their pre-name either, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So if it's just something that I think people are like, well, it's not the name you're born with, it's not your name,
Mhm.
like, but it's literally like it's legally my name, and it's been my name
Yeah.
for a few years.
That's fair. That's totally fair. What was I gonna say? So when did you start posting on TikTok? How long ago was it? Like, what was your first video that went viral? Can you remember?
So I posted a few videos, and one of the first videos, it wasn't viral, but one of the first videos that I posted was it was the week before COVID, and it was like probably my third video ever. And it was just like me in my closet. And I was going to dinner with all of the people from LA came here from the TV show, and we were
Mhm.
going to start filming. It was the week before COVID, everything shut down. So
Wow.
it was that was one of my first videos. I just remember that because I was like looking back and I'm like, oh my God, how ironic. It was literally like the same, things that were going on in my life in March. And then my first viral video was maybe like a month later, maybe April, and it was I made a face mask of my face, and I just posted, like, you would see like people do like DIY kind of
Uh-huh.
videos. So I posted like a voiceover of me, like, oh, like this is how I made a mask of my face, my juicy ass lips, like, you just
Mhm.
print a picture of your face, whatever, and everyone's like, oh my God, she sounds like a Kardashian. It was my first
Yeah.
viral video, and the comment had 6,000 likes.
Okay.
So I was like, so then I responded to the comment, and I was like, I've literally never been told this in my entire life. Like,
Really?
I'm not even kidding. Like,
Okay.
no one has ever said this to me in my time. The producers that have worked with the
Mhm.
Kardashians did not tell me that I sound like them. Do you know what I
I
mean? So,
mean,
like,
like you sound a little bit like Courtney, and I don't know if it's just because I heard you do the Courtney impression so many
yeah.
times, so now it's just like stuck in my head. But I can see why people would say you sounded like Courtney.
Yeah. And so, like, I went back, even all the producers, I'm like, why the fuck didn't you tell me? Because
Mhm.
knowing, and I couldn't talk about it, but knowing that I'm getting into reality TV, it was kind of like, there's one video, I was like stressed the fuck out. I'm
Oh
sitting
my
there and I'm like,
gosh.
I don't want you guys to think that I'm trying to sound like the Kardashians because, and I couldn't say why, like, we're going into the same
Mhm.
industry or like whatever. And so it was just like really stressing me out at first because I was like, I just don't want to be known for like being like a Kardashian impression lady, whatever. But then I just started to roll with it at some
Yeah.
point and was just like, whatever.
No, as I just mentioned like a few minutes ago, you are so unique. Like you are not known for being anyone else but yourself. Like you have your own thing going on, and you are always in the closet when you are on TikTok, which I think is so funny. I think like, you're
I
on
know.
live so often too. So like one of the questions I got for you was like, how many hours of day does she spend in the closet?
I would say an hour to an hour and a half. But I literally, that's like my quiet space. Like even
Okay.
recently, the past couple times I've been on live, like my son has been in there. He's like climbing all over me. He's jumping
Hmm.
on me. I'm like, it's just like my quiet space. And I don't really like to film anywhere else in my house. It's like my perfect spot.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously now that I'm moving into a second home and then a third home in 2 months from now,
Mhm.
I'll have different closet areas, I guess.
I'm so excited. I was living because when I was going on your YouTube channel, I was like, the first video I need to watch is this closet tour, because we only see this one angle of your closet for the most part. And I was like, I need to see the full closet tour. And I was living. Do you have any like favorite shoes or just like a favorite piece in your closet that you've worn on TikTok or on social
Everyone always asks me
media?
that. Everyone always says like, what's your favorite thing in your closet? I'm like, it's me.
Well,
But
then how would you describe your style? Maybe like 3 adjectives.
I would say colorful,
Yes,
flirty,
for sure.
and fun. Maybe I just
Fun,
like a lot
sexy.
of, like I like a lot of color and just, girly, really girly things.
For
I've been
sure.
really into, I haven't worn like black or anything dark in a really long time.
Well, you're
I'm just like, I
the
just
bunny
really like bright
Barbie.
things.
You're like, you got to dress like a Barbie. So you're really moving. You're building 2 different homes. So you're building a home in Wyoming and in LA. Is that true?
I got an apartment in LA. So
Okay.
we're gonna spend about we'll probably be there 2 weeks, half the month this summer, and then when our house in Wyoming is done, it'll probably be like 10 days a month. But I signed a 15-month lease, so I'll be there for a long
Oh,
time.
cool. Do you mind what part of LA? Just because like
It's in Beverly Hills.
okay. So it's not far from me. I'm in West Hollywood. So
Okay, yeah. I
cool.
love West Hollywood. So we used to live in Beverly Hills before I got pregnant, and then I got pregnant and I was like, I can't have 2 homes anymore. Like it's just like giving me anxiety thinking about all the baby stuff I have to buy. So then we moved to Florida full time, and then we actually even toured this place in 2019. That's how long we've been trying to like thinking about moving back, and now it just makes sense with my career and more business stuff for
So
me out
are you
there.
selling the house in Florida then?
No,
So you're just gonna be hopping all around. But where's gonna be
yeah,
like your main home base?
probably still Florida. I would say this summer maybe LA. We're probably gonna spend a lot of time there, and then it'll still probably be Florida, and then I don't know, Wyoming too. We'll be all
What
over.
is so special about Wyoming? Do you have family there?
No family. So we bought some land on an airport. So we're building a hangar home with our airplane inside. And
Cool.
we really like the area. It's in this community. You have to be a pilot to own land there. So everyone's
Okay.
pilots. They have helicopters and jets in their front yard. And it's just a really cool community
Okay.
in the middle of Wyoming. Plus, it's a short flight from LA. So I figured
Yeah.
I would do lots of like influencer trips and invite friends out and do stuff
Oh my
like that. So
gosh.
I think it'll be fun.
Invite me to my Wyoming, please. Are you going to be in the same area as Jeffree Star or Kanye West?
I don't think so, but I think they also live in 2 different areas. I think I'm closer to Jeffree Star, if I know that right, but I actually don't think I'm close to either of them.
There's a lot of pop culture going on in Wyoming all of a sudden.
It's
a lot
crazy.
of things are
and it was like
happening
the
there.
same when that was like the whole they may have hooked up kind of thing was going on. It was the week that I was going out there to check on the house build, and I like posted something and I was like, not to see Kanye or like something like this.
That is so funny. So your son is like a huge part of your TikTok as well. A lot of people love your son. I think he's so funny. Tell me, like, what about your son you love so much, or about motherhood? Like, what makes him so special?
He has a very big personality. Literally everywhere we go, he says hi to everyone. He is like
a star.
I don't know. He's going to do something in his life for sure. He has just got this huge personality, and I try to keep him off like a little bit. Like I really try not to post too much of him. I don't really like those. I don't like having my family as one of those family channels. I don't want to be known as a family channel. I want to be known as me. And if he decides that this is something he wants to do as well, I would like that for him. But for me personally, I just don't necessarily agree with, having working children posting everything about their lives and special moments and things like that, or traumatic moments that are going on, like their dog dies and filming it. Like I'm just not into that.
You want to have your own types of thing. What does he think of you being on social media and being so loud and like out there? I mean, he's
got the same exact personality as me, so he'll like come on live and yell at TikTok and say things. But he every time we leave the house, I get recognized, like literally every time we leave the house. So he's obsessed with taking pictures with fans. He does not like, he'll literally cry if he's like not in the picture. So he likes that. And I mean, sometimes he'll come up and be like, do you want to like make a TikTok? Or like, he'll like say kind of things like that, but he's still kind of young to kind of understand it too. Like he doesn't really understand why people kind of know me everywhere we go.
Do you want to have more kids? Because he's your only child, right?
We don't plan on having any more kids. My husband got a vasectomy, so
Okay.
if we really want to have another one, we might. But I don't know. I'm just really happy with just him. But I have 2 older stepkids too. So
Yeah. So are your stepkids, they're around the same age as you, or are they older than you?
they are 22 and 20, so
Okay.
they're younger than me.
That's so cool though. They're like your little
Yeah,
siblings. Do you feel
I
like
know.
you're like a motherly figure to them, or do you feel like you're just like an older sister, an aunt?
It's funny. I don't take a parenting style at all. So I would say I'm definitely not in like a parenting realm. I wouldn't say, I mean, I'm like I don't know, fun young stepmom slash
Uh-huh.
sister, just like an
Yeah.
older, but then it's funny too, because my stepson's actually in a pretty serious relationship, and it seems
Okay.
like they are getting very serious together.
Uh-huh.
And I was with my husband's ex-wife last night. Actually, I went over to her house and we were just kind of hanging out, and I was like, Uncle Aiden,
Uh-huh. Oh
like
my
my son
God.
will be an uncle
He's gonna be an uncle.
before he's like 10.
And I'm not gonna say the G word, but you're gonna be a very young grandmother. That's amazing. So how did you even meet your husband? Was this like the first serious relationship you were ever in?
No. So I've probably lived with 10 plus guys in my entire life.
Okay.
I've been in a lot of relationships. I was a crazy party girl. I have a friend who I was kind of living with at the time, who was my best friend, who was friends with one of my husband's friends, and we met
Mhm.
through them.
Oh, cool. And what does he think about you becoming this social media influencer?
Um, he really loved it now. I think at first, I remember like at first off, he knew I was doing the show for the past two years.
Yeah.
So
And was he going to be on the
which is like
show?
2.5 now. Yeah, I mean, not a main character, but he was definitely going to be on the show as well. So we've had these conversations back and forth. He wants me to do whatever makes me happy. He
Mhm.
wasn't planning on being like a huge part of that show, but now that it's changed into my show, like he's in mine. He doesn't really care. His was really
Yeah.
cute. I actually interviewed him for a little bit for like some of the confessional thing, and it was super
Yeah.
cute. Like, um,
Okay.
but anyways, he really likes it. I mean, every once in a while he'll be like, I don't know, like, do we just want privacy? And then he goes back into like really, I mean, just helping me build my career and everything like
Mhm.
that. I mean, we made a family decision to move to LA, just,
Yeah.
a lot for my career. So I
Yeah.
think
Well, I think
he's really involved. He likes it.
a lot of your content really is like in your closet doing your own thing. It's not like you're
Yeah.
involving, like you said, it's not a family channel. So
Yeah.
him and Aiden can kind of just like be on the back burner, maybe pop in once in a while because we
Yeah.
do want to see that side of you. I know a lot of your fans love you for being a mom. That's like one of their
I
favorite things
know.
about you. So I think it's important that we get to see all facets of you, and you have so
Yeah.
many facets. There's so much about you that is so
And I
interesting.
think I think with the reality show, it'll bring a much more organic feel to my relationships with my son
Mhm.
and my husband, rather than like filming, not me just sitting with a camera in front of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I just feel like that's not really us versus someone else filming things that we're actually doing. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like I just
Mhm.
think that you're gonna get a much more authentic feel of how my family really is versus if I was to just film us like doing things during the day.
Yeah.
I
Well,
just feel like, I don't know, it's kind of awkward for me.
let's get into this reality show
Yeah.
because you were in production. Did you start filming for like almost 2 years?
2 years.
And then they kind of pulled the
Obviously, a
plug
year
under
of that
you.
was during COVID.
Okay.
They actually, I kind of walked away from the deal. I could have just sat there and waited, and I'm sure eventually in a year from now we would have had a show. But it really didn't make sense for my brand anymore, and it was with,
Mhm.
you know, four other women,
Was
and
it like
it
a
just,
housewives type of show?
yeah.
The Real Housewives
So
of like Miami or
we had
something?
a housewife that was our executive producer on the show.
And you did not reveal which one it was yet, right?
I did not, but the internet found out anyways.
Yeah. Can we just let the cat out of the bag? I mean, I don't know for sure, but I did see a lot of people saying that they believed it was Bethany Frankel. Okay.
So
So were you gonna do like a friend group type show, or was it like legit like
it
the
was
Real
it was a
Housewives?
mommy show.
Okay.
So it was based on me and our different parenting styles. It was mainly me and one other girl, and then who's on my show as well. And then it was two of her friends and one of my friends. And the one girl who was my friend on the show, ended up, we're not friends anymore. She was very
Oh,
jealous.
that would have been so good for the show. We love a feud.
She actually got kicked off during COVID.
Oh,
So
okay.
she was being very aggressive towards me, posting things. She was upset that I gained a following on TikTok.
Gotcha.
Which is
She was
very
jealous.
random because you would think that it would help the whole show in general.
100%.
And she was very jealous of it. She started posting on her, like, she has a business that she started. I'm not gonna say it. I was gonna say something salty, but I'm not.
Okay.
But she started posting, like, she posted on her business page saying, Hitler had thousands of followers, but Jesus only had 7. So, like, kind of things like saying, like, and at this point I had like 100,000 followers, right? And she was just like really jealous and whatever. So I've just blocked her on everything and whatever. So then she was kicked off, and then they casted my friend Vistica Crystal, the girl who's like, looks like me, but different melanin.
Okay.
So they ended up casting her and her replacement, and that was more recently, probably 3 months ago. And then obviously a month ago, I walked away from the whole thing and did my own show.
So now, is that show that never happened, is that still a possibility, or did they just scratch that completely?
So they didn't necessarily scratch it. They were just kind of like, it was picked up by a network, and so the network had already bought the show. And then I believe what happened was the reality star was not getting enough money for doing the show, even though she really wasn't involved in any of it, and put my life on hold for 2 years.
Yeah.
And so she wanted to go back and search for different networks for a home of it. And I just think,
and it looks like she found something.
Yeah, I think just a mommy show. I think it wasn't necessarily, it might have been some of the cast, but I think they wanted to do a show with either me and the other main character rather than just do a mommy version, because they think the mommy thing's been like played out. They need to sell a show to a network, it needs like a theme.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just, like, even what I'm doing, it would never sell right away without it being produced, because they don't know who's going to watch just Bunny's life, right?
Yeah.
Like, who's going to watch that? Who is she? Whatever. They have to, like, it goes through a lot of layers of corporate before it turns into a thing. So they put these women together. Same thing as like a Housewives. Like, Housewives was the theme, right? And now it's, like a mommy thing, and it's like a theme. They have to have a theme. Like, they even said to me, they're like, if you meet other moms in Wyoming, we could do like a theme on that. I'm like, I'm not
the Real
Housewives
I'm the theme of Wyoming.
I'm the fucking
well,
theme.
Now you are the theme, and you are the show. You were definitely going to be the main character on that show regardless, and now you have your own show. But what would your Housewives tagline be if you got on like a Housewives type show?
Oh, mine totally would have been
and can you say it in a dramatic voice?
Dun 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 dun.
Slow motion.
I don't drive a car, but I fly a jet.
Period. I love that. Oh my gosh. So now you're making your own show, and you're producing it and putting all of like the money into it, and
producing, funding, absolutely doing everything. I've decided in the past, it's literally been a month, and I have done absolutely everything. We've already filmed the whole first episode, 22 minutes long.
And this is all going to be on YouTube? Or is it TBD?
TBD. My team has been, half of my team wants it to go on YouTube ASAP. Half of my team wants to pitch it to streaming networks. So I'm just waiting for it back. I might sell it to a network. The problem is my contract was for 11 years and I was just talent. And now that I own it, I have a lot more buying and selling power and things that I didn't really have before. I don't know. I mean, I think if the negotiations take longer than a month, I'm definitely just going to put it on YouTube. Yeah. My thing is, I can be my own network, right? Like
you could put everything on your own YouTube channel.
Placements, ads in between the show, and just make the money myself. Like, why? I'm very 50-50 on it. I don't know, but it's a little traditional to do that. I mean, everyone in the industry is like, probably put it on YouTube, but you don't want to shoot yourself in the foot and just post it instead of, at least seeing what's out there with the networks.
Yeah. I mean,
and they're not going to buy a show. Yeah. I mean, I'm coming to them with like an entire show cast. Sexy, everything produced, where they're not putting money out, rather than just saying, hey, this is my concept, I'm so cool.
The thing is, you did wait around for 2 years, so it's like you're not waiting around for anyone else anymore. You're like, you're the real deal, you're no nonsense, exactly what you are doing. You're clearly doing a good job so far. I'm so excited to see this show. I'm like, when is it going to come out? I will be watching it. I'm going to do recaps
When's this
on my page.
podcast
Okay.
coming out?
This
When is this
podcast will come
podcast?
out tomorrow.
Oh my God, that's so soon.
I like to do my podcast week by week. It's just easier for me.
I love that. Yeah.
And if I miss a week, then who cares?
Yeah.
So yeah, this will be out tomorrow. And I know everyone's excited about this. What was I saying before that? Oh yeah, I'm going to do recaps of your show on my TikTok. I'm going to do a review.
Oh my God, you have to.
Because I do all reality TV. I even do social media reality TV. I talk about Bretman Rock and Nikita Dragun.
Yeah.
They have their reality shows. I was so excited when I saw you on Hannah Kosh's page because she does all the TikTok drama.
Yeah.
And she even put you on her page. I'm like, Bunny has made it. She is officially getting involved in TikTok drama.
People were like making YouTube videos about it and everything.
I'm like, is that when you know that you have kind of made it in a way? Because it's part of being on social media and being an influencer is being involved in drama and scandal. Yeah. It's so exaggerated and dramatized, but it's still just part of the business.
Yeah. And honestly, I mean, I feel like it was very calculated because it happened the day before my show. It's in, we talked about it all fucking day long. Like I'm going to probably cut a lot of it out because I don't want it to take over my entire show, but it's very raw and real because it literally happened the night before. Wow. All of my friends were over from the show. And I actually hadn't even posted anything about social media. And all day long, as I'm filming, I'm getting messages like, did she steal your brand? Like, what is happening? Why did she unfollow you?
Yeah. Well, I think that honestly will be good for the first episode, just to kind of reel people in because people like the drama. So I would totally keep that and then kind of just like let your show play out and everything else. And I'm sure it will. And people aren't going to remember your show for that. But it will be a good way to hook people in because people are really invested in this drama. So how long was this girl, Brampty? How long was she your friend?
So we met in December, early December. And I kind of knew that she lives in a similar area than me in Florida. And I messaged her. She like made something like she messaged me to collab. Like I literally didn't. Like my message to her was like, hey, if you want to have a mommy friend, like I'd love to be friends, like whatever. You know, I've introduced her to all of my friends. She doesn't have any friends.
Okay.
You know, she just kind of stays by herself. And so like we were going to lunch every week and we've been hanging out and like she made it seem like she barely knows me. And like I know she's told me like everything else personal in her life. I'm not gonna like put her tea out there, but like as like we were friends. Like I don't know why she's like I was invited to her daughter's birthday party and I didn't go. I also didn't say this because it's like I just don't want to like trash her, but like I didn't go because of COVID. You know, my husband literally texted me and was like, we shouldn't go to this. Like she's having like a party for her daughter. This was 2 weeks before all this drama happened. And she was kind of mad at me that I didn't go.
Gotcha.
But everyone online is like, you guys aren't friends because you didn't go to her birthday party. I'm like, well, if you actually really knew, like I didn't go because of COVID.
Then that's totally valid.
Right. So, and it was before, I mean, I'm vaccinated now, but I wasn't at the time, you know, and neither was my husband, and my husband's in his 50s, you know? So like, he's like, we shouldn't go. He's like, we've been safe for so long. Like, why are we just going to go to a party like right before we get vaccines, you know?
Yeah.
So.
And what was her, like, what was she trying to do? She was trying to make a business and use the name Bunny?
So she came out with a business called Pinky Bunny with my same logo as like the bee with the ears, the one ear. I literally have it right there.
Yeah.
And so she, you know, used my name, my logo, which honestly wasn't even that big of a deal. But I started getting messages like, hey, what's happening? I mean, I thought I was kind of offended because I'm like, why?
Especially
what did you tell me about this? I was literally went to lunch with her 2 weeks before this. So I'm like, and she's like, I've been working on this for a year. And like, you can't even text me and say congratulations. I'm like, I'm supposed to be as your friend finding out about your business that you've had for a year via YouTube. Yeah. Like that's how I'm supposed to find out about your business. And
it definitely wasn't a year.
No, with my name. You know, and so the screenshots she posted was like a trademark that she filed a couple, like 3 months before she met me, but it doesn't say the name on it. It just says she could have filed it for anything. She blacked out everything on it. It has no name on it.
Wow.
And then she sent me a screenshot of her getting a logo done 2 weeks after we met. And then another one like a month ago for a fashion business. And she thought that would be like her. She's like, I've had this for so long. I'm like, girl, you were at my house. My fucking logo's right here. Like you were running in my hallway you know, like
Yeah.
I don't get it. And like just
Yeah.
say, and I didn't want her to stop doing her business. I didn't want her to change her name. All I wanted her to do was to post that I'm not her partner in her business, because people kept
Uh-huh.
messaging me and
Yeah.
they're like, I'm really confused, tagging me in her store and
Mhm.
being like, are you guys doing a business together? Like that's all she had to say.
Uh-huh.
And she was being petty and she didn't want to
Uh-huh.
give me followers by saying anything about it. So then all day
What?
blocked my number, blocked my phone number, unfollowed me
Oh
on
my
all
God.
social media. So then I'm getting messages the day that
Uh-huh.
we're filming all day long. Why did she unfollow you? Why aren't you guys friends
Uh-huh.
anymore? Why is she stealing your name? Why did she steal your logo? So
And this is all
there's
gonna, and this is gonna be on the first episode of your show, like part of
all
this.
of it. Yeah. I mean, all
Let
my
it all
friends'
out.
reactions,
Yeah.
everything, you know? I mean, they
Ooh,
sat
it's
down and
gonna be
asked them all, like,
juicy.
what's happening.
Yeah.
And so, you know, what's not on it, then the end of the day, when we were done filming, I started drinking a little bit of champagne when we were filming. And then that night, I was just like, I went on Instagram story and I was like, listen, like, I'm
Mhm.
not a part of this business. I didn't even say her name. I didn't say anything about it. I
Yeah.
was just like, listen, I'm not a part of this business. I want nothing to do with it. I feel like she stole from me and stole my
Uh-huh.
name because she's blocked me. Why else would
Yeah,
you
why else
block
would she?
me?
She has a guilty conscience. No, I don't even know
Right.
her at all. I never followed her. I know you, and I'm a fan of you. But it
Nobody,
kind of
okay, I
sounds
know
like
she has more
she.
followers than me on
But that doesn't
TikTok, but
even
like,
matter.
no,
You still have your own following.
nobody
But
even knows her on TikTok. Do you know what I
yeah, I
mean? Like
don't.
she's a
Yeah, I don't know
YouTuber.
her. But all I'm gonna say is that it seems like she is jealous, and she sees that you're on the rise. She sees that you have authenticity, which I think is. It doesn't matter about the numbers. It's about the fact that your
Yeah.
career is on the rise and you are authentic and you are true to yourself. And maybe I don't know what she's going through or what her brand is about, but it seems like she is jealous of that or envious that you have that and she sees that star power in you.
And the thing is, and she's like, I have more followers than you. Like, you've been online since 2014
Yeah.
and I have half of your following.
Uh-huh.
Like,
And
you
anyone can
know,
go online and gain following over time. So if you have been on
right,
social for that many years and you're posting, you're going to gain followers. It's just how it's worked.
right.
But
And
you've gained
I
a
just,
lot so fast. And I think that is
you know,
what is
she has
awesome
a
for you.
beautiful, I mean, she knew I was filming the reality show. She was invited to come.
Could
That's the
she have been
thing.
on like the cast
She was
possibly?
going to be on it.
Wow. She should
And
have been
she
on it. She
asked to
really
be
messed
on
herself
it.
up.
Exactly. And now she's like a
Uh-huh.
topic of drama instead of being on
Uh-huh.
it and being like women empowerment and like,
Yeah.
you know, like everyone else there, like I've been friends with for Holly's my newest friend out of everyone. I've been
Mhm.
best friends with her for 4 years. So like
Yeah.
I have like the best girlfriends, like everything.
Mhm.
And like for this to be like such a topic, like it's just, but I do want to say she has created a beautiful brand for herself.
Mhm.
Her name, her brand, her YouTube is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Why didn't you name your own company after that? That makes
Uh-huh.
no sense to me. Like,
Uh-huh.
why would you take my name out of all of the names? The one
Uh-huh.
friend you have that social media knows, like,
Yeah.
take that. Like, it's not like, you know,
So
it
where do you
just,
guys stand now?
I'm still blocked. Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing that's been, then, so she blocked my number. So then and unfollowed me on everything. And then people started messaging me. So then I blocked her on social media because I'm not fighting with you back and forth via social
Mhm.
media. So then she started telling everyone that I blocked her, which I did block her on social
Uh-huh.
media. But if she wants to talk, she can unblock my phone number.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not talking to you through TikTok.
Yeah. Well, like you want to block someone on social media because it's just that's not the thing you want to see when you go on social media.
Yeah.
And we can kind of change topics a little bit just so we don't harp on this too much. You kind of talked about in one of your YouTube videos that you like to block people a lot, or you talk about that on TikTok. You love blocking people because you want your page to be a positive place. You don't want your followers to come to your page and see negative comments. You don't want that experience. You want to have a positive, fun page. And I feel like you have that for the most part. I think the reason you wouldn't have it is out of your control because that's just what the internet does. So why do you go the blocking route? Is it just because of what I said, or is it just because you could be gaining more followers or just more engagement?
Yeah.
I
mean,
how did you
I
kind
would
of come
have
to
so
that
much more
mindset?
engagement and followers. I probably have 1 million people in my block list. Like, I literally don't care. Even
Wow.
if it's like something somewhat negative, I just block you. Like, if that's what you're gonna say to me now, like, what are you gonna say later on? I'll just block you. And
Hit
I
the
just
block.
think that I just think, you know, it's been looked at for so long that it's like weak to block people and like keep, you know, have more followers, and who cares if it's bad attention. And I don't really feel that way. I think it's so empowering to be like, you're not allowed to see my content. You're not allowed to be in my sphere. And you know, like I don't know. Like, I think it's such a good environment for the young girls that follow me to come to my page and see all the positivity and all of the, amazing things that we can say to each other and about each other. And it's just something I value. I value the community I've built over the followers that I've built.
Period.
So the numbers don't matter to me. I would rather have 100,000 followers that absolutely adore my content and want to come back than 3 million followers who kind of hate me and just want to keep like throwing shade on me.
Yeah, I do love that. But one thing that I've gotten hate before, and sometimes I respond to the hate and then they apologize because I responded. They're like, oh, you actually responded. Oh, you explained that. So sometimes I like to respond to people because then they understand, or like they just need
I only respond via videos because I feel like people, if I respond to the hate, they just go back and forth, and like, I'm not going back and forth with you. Like, I'm going to say what I have to say and I will clap back at you and then shut you down, and that's it. You probably will delete your account.
Oh my God, period. So you also have your own podcast, your own YouTube. Now you kind of started those two things after you kind of grew on TikTok to kind of just capitalize on social media. So what is kind of like, what's your YouTube and podcast? What are those, what's separate about them and what are those more about?
So my YouTube, I've been posting like longer versions of my real life. I have one of my drafts of just like, tailoring my clothes, because I've always told people like, tailor the pants and things like that. So I have a YouTube, I should post it probably today. But, I think my YouTube is you just get longer versions of me, like my skincare routines, things that I've wanted to post for a long time and I was not able to because of my contract with the network. They wouldn't allow me to post anything on YouTube.
Is that contract done now? You can do whatever you want?
Yeah, I walked away.
Okay, cool.
So that's why I can post everything now. And, I think just with the show, I just haven't been in my podcast. So my podcast is called Bedtime with Bunny, and I interview other TikTokers. You'll have to come on mine too as well.
I'd love to.
I think this week I think I have like 30 episodes. It's like so amazing, but I'm actually going to skip like 2 weeks. And then like, I haven't taken a break at all. And I'm just
you have to take a break.
Regroup a little bit. But I mean, it's some of like the best. I've met so many friends and had such genuine conversations with people that it's just been really great for me. My kind of thing with the podcast, it's less an interview of one person talking and whatever. It's literally just like friends hanging out and meeting for the first time. So it's just like a really fun, chill vibe.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so cool. Yeah, I've listened to it a couple times. I think you're so funny. So now you honestly have so much of going on with the reality show, the podcast, the YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. What is kind of like your main goal with this whole social media thing?
That's a good question. I enjoy TikTok by far the most.
Me too.
I think that I will probably enjoy the reality show just as much. I think it's really fun to put my creativity. So I'm narrating a little bit of it. So we're taking a different spin on reality instead of it being just a group of women and, the same thing over and over. I am narrating it kind of like Clueless / Sex in the City.
Okay.
So I will be talking over it and then going into reality moments.
Okay.
So I think it'll just be a little bit more kind of like a diary, right? Like where you get to see my real life, but also, get that same vibe, like you're talking to a friend and listening to my personal thoughts.
Have you seen Siesta Key?
Yes.
So,
well, actually, no.
Oh, okay. Because Juliet, the main character on the show, she's the narrator, and then there's no confessionals, and she kind of tells everyone else's stories.
Oh, I didn't know that. I spoke to them a few times about doing my show. That's why I said yes at first, but I never watched it.
Okay.
But they, the producers, I don't know. I don't want to say. So I might have some ins with them.
What reality show do you feel like yours will be? It's obviously going to be its own thing, but what could you compare it to? What other reality show out there?
Okay, I never watched reality show TV before quarantine. So I started watching, I've seen like a few episodes of the Kardashians and I've watched a few of the Housewives. I think it'll be a group setting like the Housewives, but I don't think it'll be anything like the Housewives because it's not going to focus on drama. It's going to be really funny. Maybe Kardashians, how they're more funny, lifestyle things that are kind of going on, things like that. So I would say probably Kardashians.
Who is your favorite Kardashian?
I think
because this will tell a lot about you.
I like Kim.
Okay.
I think that I like her main character vibes. I like her business savviness. I like I just feel like but I do want to say, I feel like I connect with Courtney's mothering the most, because I do feel
Okay.
like I'm very close with my son, and it's just more organic and like things like
Mm.
that. So I think my parenting style is probably more like Courtney's. But what I don't understand is, why don't they homeschool their kids?
Well, I think they go to like
Makes no
private
sense to
schools
me.
with like other celebrity parents, but they do homeschool the baby ones, like True and Chicago. They are
I
the
know,
ones in
but like,
preschool
why would they even put them in school? That makes no sense to me. Wouldn't they just
because,
want to like travel with them and like,
well, I think they all have like a whole staff, and they want them to like interact with other like celebrity kids.
yeah,
Who do you
I
think
don't know why they
Aiden
like
would
that.
be closest with out of the Kardashian kids?
Oh, I don't really know them that well.
Oh my, well, I would say Rain, which is Courtney's youngest.
Okay. Yeah. How old is he?
He's 5 or 6,
Okay, so then
and
maybe.
he is like hilarious, huge personality.
Oh, then yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Which housewife series do you think you would be on if you were on one of them? There's New Jersey,
Beverly
New
Hills.
York, Beverly
100%.
Hills.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I can totally see that for you.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. I just feel like I just love living in LA too. So
Hmm.
I'm just not a New Yorker. I'm from Albany, New York. I could totally not see myself in New York. I only watched a little bit of New York. I don't think I would get along. You know who I really like, but I
Uh-huh.
only watched her this last season, and my friend Holly is like a huge reality show like buff, and
Okay.
she said that she's gone through some changes throughout the years, but who I really liked this last season on Beverly Hills was Lisa. I just really like
Lisa
her.
Rinna,
Yeah,
she's crazy,
I
but
like her.
she's
But she
messy. I feel
wasn't
like you're
crazy
more of
this
like a
season.
Dorit. She's really into fashion. She's really classy. She's very dramatic, but not like in a
Okay,
bad way.
I have to tell you, I don't know if we would really get along, because I feel like she's a little too
To
entitled.
I don't know. I don't see that. She really
Okay,
shares
maybe
her
not though.
she really shares her mom life if you follow her on
Yeah.
like social media.
No,
And
I don't.
if you so yeah, and I feel like if you don't follow her, you wouldn't know that. But she's such like an amazing mom, and that really normalizes her and
Oh,
brings her down to life. I kind of want to know before we kind of head out in a couple of minutes. I want to know who your favorite YouTubers are, and I want to know who some of your favorite TikTokers are.
okay. I have to be really honest. I've never watched one person on YouTube in my life.
Wow, that's crazy.
But I've never watched her YouTube, but I am having dinner with Tana next week.
That's amazing. Where are you
So
going?
I
Can
like
you let us
Tana.
know? Are you going to
I
be
don't
at
know yet. I
Saddle
don't know. I
Ranch?
don't know. It's next Tuesday. We're going to dinner next
Oh
Tuesday.
my God, you
What's
have
today?
to. Are you guys
Wednesday?
going to post some content together?
I'm sure.
Okay, that's amazing. I love Tana. I've met her
I
very
know.
briefly a couple times.
She's like a young version of me. That's exactly how I was when I was younger. So I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like we'd really get along. I've been talking to her for like a year now. So
Oh, so is she a huge fan, or like what celebrities, I guess, are a huge fan of your TikTok?
yeah, I really like her. I think a lot of YouTubers, kind of came over to my content. I was chatting with James Charles a lot, but obviously he's left from social media now. But
Yeah.
he actually from Albany, which is where I'm from.
Oh
So we
yeah.
kind of connected over that, but obviously I haven't talked to him in a while. I feel like YouTubers like Bretman Rock follows me.
That's so major. That's one of my favorites. Bretman Rock and Nikita
I
Dragon.
love his
Me too.
personality.
You should watch his reality show. It's all on YouTube.
I haven't watched it. I need
It's
to.
so good. He's one of my favorites. I also love Patrick Starr. I like a lot of the makeup YouTubers.
I haven't watched Patrick Star either, but I've never watched YouTube. But I don't think
That's
Patrick
fair.
Star's really on TikTok,
He's
right?
on, but he's not like a huge TikToker. Who are some of your favorite
Yeah.
TikTokers that you follow?
Oh my God, I have so many.
Just a few off the top of your head.
Gabby, she does like the fashion content, like exactly like me. Do you know who I'm talking about? Gabby, she like changes her outfits, does everything. With her last name starts with a D. I'm trying to think. It's like
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
D.
Yeah, I know who that is.
Okay, I literally
She
love her.
has
She
fit
doesn't
fast.
really post her personality a lot. I had a podcast with her and I absolutely
Uh-huh.
fell in love with her. I'm actually meeting up with her in like 2 weeks once I get
Oh,
back from
cool.
LA. So her parents live in Wellington, Florida, like at an airport.
Oh,
So her
cool.
dad is the same
Uh-huh.
age as my husband.
Oh, wow. We
So
love
I feel
that.
like they'll be friends. Love her. Who else do I really love? I love Kenneth.
Oh
He's
yeah.
like the
He's so
iconic. He
funny.
actually just texted me right now.
Okay, you can literally
um,
I'm gonna have to have him on my podcast too. Him and his mom are so iconic.
Oh my God, so amazing. I'm doing his merch, so I think that's why he's texting me, but I haven't talked to
Oh,
him in
cool.
like a couple days.
Yeah.
Who else I really like? I love Spencer. Love
Mhm.
Spencer. He reached out to me kind of when I first started, and we became friends then. I don't know. I feel like everyone I've talked to on my podcast, I just feel like I've now am friends with. It's so crazy.
Yeah, I think your podcast and my podcast are a good representation of like who we are fans of, because those are the people we invite on our show. It's almost like an
Yeah,
excuse to kind of talk to and connect
totally.
with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being here. I feel like
Thank you for having me.
this has been so much fun. We really got to know a lot about you, and I'm
I know.
really
I feel
looking
like
forward to your reality
even
show.
in my podcast, I feel like it's like twice sided. So it's nice to do ones where it's more, I feel like people get to know me a little bit more.
Yeah, it's nice because like I'm like the interviewer. That's what I do. But like when I go on other people's podcasts, it's nice to be in the hot seat and just be like,
Yeah.
let you take this. Let me just relax. Let me spill
Yeah.
my tea. Yeah. So where can everyone follow you, and what are we, obviously the reality show, but what can we look forward to?
Definitely the reality show. So make sure you're subscribed on
Yeah, when is that
YouTube
coming out? Do
because
we know dates yet? Any time frame?
I think in a week and a half I should have the first rough draft
Okay.
for my end, and then I would say let's say a month probably because
Okay.
I gotta do my some back end stuff.
Yeah, and take your
Maybe
time
send
because
it
you
to
want it to be
networks.
right.
I
But
know.
like we
I'm
can't wait
so
any longer.
impulsive. That's my thing is that I'm very impulsive. Like I literally did this in a month. Like I
Uh-huh.
literally like hired like interviewed 16 production companies, picked
Mhm.
one, like did it, like,
Period.
like
You're a boss.
my assistant who was working for me at the time, she's like, I can't, like you literally talked to them last week. They gave you a proposal and you're literally
Mhm.
filming like all your friends are here, like whatever. I was like, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm literally so impulsive. Like I
you're
don't care.
ready. Oh my God. Okay, so everyone, yes, the Bunny Barbie is on
At the Bunny
everything, right?
Barbie on everything.
Okay, well, I'll have your links down below so everyone can follow you. And thank you for being here. I will talk
Thank
to
you for
you
having
later.
me.
Bye. Okay, guys, that was my interview podcast episode, Kiki chat, whatever you want to call it, with the Bunny Barbie. Like I mentioned, I will have all of her links down below. You guys have to follow her if you don't already. I feel like Bunny was very vulnerable. She was very raw. It's not like she was crying or anything. That's not what I say when I mean vulnerable. Is that she kept it real. She kept it 100. She said everything that was going on in her life. She talked a little bit about her family, her past, her future projects, and a little bit of the drama and the tea. And guys, I am so excited about her reality show. Like, I cannot wait. Are you guys just as excited as I am? I mentioned to Bunny that I am going to be doing the recaps on my TikTok once her reality show comes out, because I am a reality TV TikToker. So I review all reality shows, and that does not exclude social media reality shows. So when Bunny's show comes out, she did say about a month, but I don't want her to rush it because I want it to be perfect. So if it takes 2 months, let's not give her a hard time about it. It's going to be so good. I cannot wait. Her show has truly been 2 years in the making. I mean, she's really getting everything together, over the past month or two. Now that she kind of left that network, that was kind of just like stringing her along. So she means business, and her reality show is going to be phenomenal, and I cannot wait to watch it. So I really hope everyone enjoyed today's podcast. I hope you guys all enjoyed listening to Bunny and learning more about Bunny, and maybe a little bit more about myself as well. Make sure you guys are subscribed to my podcast. We are on Spotify, Apple, Stitcher, Public Radio. I don't even know. We're literally everywhere you get your podcast, as well as the video version on my YouTube channel. So if you are on YouTube, please feel free to give this video a like and a comment down below to let me know that you guys listened. As always, I appreciate all of my listeners so much. This podcast is so much fun, and I'm so excited that we are about to hit 10 episodes next week, which is kind of major. And I can't even wait to get more guests on, and just to continue to grow this podcast, and for you guys to learn a little bit more about me, I guess. I don't know. This is like me in long-term content. I don't even know. All right, guys, do all those things. I love you all so much. Have the best weekend ever, and I will see you guys on TikTok, and I will see you next week on my 10th episode podcast. All right, guys, have a great weekend. Bye.